Hello guys, I hope you're all well. Today I will demonstrate how to park and how to start your bike in an uphill situation like this. I couldn't find a better street to do that. It's really difficult to start your bike here. And also I will show you how to park your bike. As you can see, I park my bike with the back wheel touching the pavement. The reason is because even if you have the side stand or a double stand or put a gear, there is possibility that it will tip over, because it's such a big angle. So if you park like me, you should always make sure that your back wheel basically let the gravity do the work for you. Once the wheel is touching back there, even with no gear, it shouldn't move. Always side stand or double stand, the wheel always to touch the pavement, and first gear. Something else, you should never ride wearing sneakers or trainers. The reason I do is because my house is exactly in the corner, so I literally roll the bike out here to show you this. So always wear your protective gear, please. There is two ways to start your bike uphill, and both of them involve the brakes, either the back or the front brake. I would say the front brake is more like an advanced feature, and the back brake is the easiest way to do it. No matter what you do, you must combine the clutch, the throttle, and one of those throttles together. Otherwise you will roll back or you will make your bike stall, as I showed you on a previous video. Okay, let's start the bike, and we're gonna demonstrate how to start in uphill situation, more or less. Always wear your protective gear no matter what you do. There is no small accidents using a bike, only big accidents. So even if your home is just around the corner like is mine, you should always wear your protective gear. I'm mounting the bike, holding the front brake. Why do I do that? Because if my back wheel didn't touch the pavement, it will roll back. Ignition on. As you can see, I have no gear. There is no gear selected. It's because my back wheel again is touching the pavement. So if I leave, it won't go anywhere. Pretty simple. Clutch all the way in, side stand up. I'm holding the front brake. Alright, so I start my bike. Now I'm gonna put the bike in a very difficult situation to demonstrate how you should do this effectively. Okay, now you are in a situation that you want to go uphill, you want to start going, but if you leave the front brake, it's gonna go back, and it's gonna go back aggressively because it's really steep. So if I leave this, it goes back. I can hold the back brake, it's gonna stay, but if I leave it again, it's gonna go back. Okay, you see how aggressive it goes? Like I leave it for 1 second. All right, so how do I start my bike now to go up? I'll show you first the easy way, which is foot on the back brake, clutch in. Okay, now I need to put gear with my left foot, but if I leave this, it's gonna go back. So I'm gonna hold the front brake, I'm gonna leave this, there you go. Okay, makes sense? If I leave it, it's gonna go back. Alright, so clutch in. Alright, I'm gonna put first gear. I know now it's first, right? I can see it on the speedometer. I'm holding the bike now with my right foot on the rear brake. If I leave the brake now, because I'm having the clutch all the way in, it's gonna go back. It's acting like I have no gear. You see that? Hop. Right. So what I want to demonstrate now is how you can get going. Right foot on the back brake. I'm gonna leave half of the clutch. As you can see, the friction point, you can hear it as well. You see? That's a friction point. So I left my clutch like 60%. I'm gonna leave the clutch. I'm gonna apply a bit of throttle, and I'm gonna leave the rear brake kindly. It's still going down, it means I need to leave my clutch more. No, there you go. Now I'm holding the bike only using the clutch and the throttle. See? apply a bit of throttle and leave the clutch kindly. That was easy, wasn't it? One more time using the rear brake. When I go back, obviously I can see that nothing is coming behind me. One more time. Right foot on the back brake or the rear brake. I'm gonna leave the clutch just enough until it hits the friction point. How do I know that? I would see my speedometer, the revs will go down and I can hear the noise. There you go. I'm gonna apply a bit of throttle. I'm gonna try to leave my back brake. You see it doesn't go down. If I hold the clutch in, whoop, it's getting back. One more time. Leave the clutch. Friction point, I can hear the engine, I can see my speedometer, the revs going down. Apply a bit of throttle. I leave the clutch even more. There you go, that's your friction point. Now the clutch is 80% out. Now if I leave it even more and apply throttle, I'm gone. Alright? That's really, really simple. No matter what you do, clutch, throttle and brakes in this difficult situation must be always combined. There is no other way to do that. Now I'm gonna show you how to do it using the front brake, which is my preferred way as I got used to it. Let's say you have neutral, no gear selected. I can leave the clutch. If I leave the brake, it's gonna go back, and it's gonna go back aggressively. Now, clutch in, first gear, which means one down. Now this is a situation that I have to synchronize my arms really, really well. And when I leave half of the clutch out, you can hear it and you can see the revs on the speedometer going down. Apply a bit of throttle and leave my front brake. Leave more clutch, more throttle, and I'm gone. Does this make sense? Should we see it one more time? Let's see it one more time. My right arm holding the brake. My left arm is holding the clutch. I'm gonna leave the clutch 60-70% out until the friction point, which I will understand because I will see my rev counter going down and I can hear the engine noise is getting more slow. I'm leaving my clutch. That's my friction point. If it goes back, if it rolls back, it means that I have to leave even more from my clutch. As you go, throttle, leave brake, leave the clutch. That's it. Okay? Alright, let's roll back. And while I'm rolling back, I know that there is nothing behind me because I can see the mirrors. And this is it's a massive big straight, so I can tell if someone is coming. Also, where I'm positioned right now is a parking space, which means that cars shouldn't just drive here unless they need to avoid something. Okay, let's see it one more time. Let's do the back brake situation first. Okay, right foot on the back brake, left hand on the clutch. I leave the clutch about 6-70% out. I can hear my friction point is actually just about there. How do I know? A rev counter, it shows my revs going down and I can hear the engine noise. Apply a bit of throttle. I'm gonna leave kindly my back brake or my rear brake. You see? I didn't leave the clutch yet. If I leave it, there you go. Does it make sense? I think it does. Right, let's go one more time. I'm gonna show you now how to do the same thing using the front brake. This is a more advanced way, I think. Maybe it's not, maybe for some it's gonna be much easier. Okay, so let's do that. Left hand, left arm on the clutch all the way in, holding the front brake. Okay, holding the clutch, the bike acts like I have neutral, so if I leave the brake, it's gonna go back, and it's gonna go back aggressively. because it's a very, very steep uphill here. I go, you see? Okay, I'm gonna leave 60-70% of my clutch out now. You can hear the noise is changing, my revs going down. I'm gonna apply a bit of throttle, and I'm gonna leave the front brake kindly, and in the same time I'm gonna leave the clutch slow kindly. Okay, I hope you can see that clearly. Look at this now. I left the front brake and the clutch now. Does it make sense? I hope it does. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something. If you did, hit the subscribe button, like, comment and share, whatever you like. Thank you very much for watching.